Hi everyone, today's question is, if I've got an old lampshade, can I get that recovered? And the short answer is yes, but it depends in most cases. I've got a few examples that I'll show you, and let's go through them. This lampshade here is a pretty old one. It's so old that it's still using cardboard on the inside, which, as you could assume, is pretty highly flammable. The wires are quite old and rusty, but the shape itself is pretty simple. It just slightly tapers towards the top, but the fabric's old and faded, and a new sort of look would be better in this case. So, what should we do? Well, because it's a stock size and a simple size, we've just gone with brand new altogether. Instead of using these old rusted wire, we've gone with some new wires, and we've chosen a fabric. And here is the shade. So it's just on new bottom wires. We've used a new silk fabric and then gone with a nice tall sort of shape. We decided to go a little bit bigger this time around because the old one went in a small room and this new one is in a much larger room. So I think it looks really great, and it works on the base really nicely. You'll also see different style wires. This wire here is the kind of wire that comes in from the top, but it has a recess, so it comes in about 2 inches, and that idea is to hide the lamp holder, the switch, the light globe holder at the top. And so the thing with these kind of wires is they're quite fiddly. When you're trying to get in there and switch things on, or trying to get through the top and change the light bulb, the wires get in the way. So we use wires that come in from the bottom. And the good thing about wires that come in from the bottom is when you turn the lampshade on, like the one I've got behind me, there's no shadow marks from the wires. So if in the case of having a really decorative fabric, those shadow marks really kind of become quite unattractive. And if you've got the wires coming in from the bottom, it still comes in 2 inches, which hides the lamp holder, but you get to appreciate the full fabric pattern or detail. In other cases, you might want to choose a fabric that's quite decorative, like we've got here, and this one is a velvet, which is quite fun to touch. And again, the wire comes in from the top. We can recreate that if that's something that you want, and we have that fabricated by our wire makers. Lastly, drum size shapes. If you want to get a drum recovered, we measure what sort of size it is, and in most cases it's just easier for us to quickly make a new lampshade rather than stripping the old wires and trying to reuse them. So in this case, just going with new wires is quicker, cheaper and easier. If you've got any other questions about your projects, email us a photo of the lampshade that you've got and tell us what sort of fabric ideas you've got as well. Or even email us a photo of the room or the base that it goes on. We can give you our advice from there. Thanks.